This is Roofing Insight's official 2021 roofing shingle guide. This year we traveled all the way to DreamWorks Exteriors in Pennsylvania and invited contractors from all over the country to come and join us to review products in the shingle marketplace, to review them from initial standpoint quality. This video has two major purposes. Number one is to educate homeowners and contractors about initial quality of asphalt shingles, and number two, to send feedback to asphalt roofing manufacturers about what roofers like and don't like about their shingles. We're gonna have 10 different categories and we're gonna rank every single manufacturer from 1 to 5 in each category and against each other. This year we have decided not to give places but ratings. At the end, we will conclude which shingles we do recommend and which one we don't recommend. Just because shingle end up all the way at the top does not mean they're number one, and if they're all the way in the bottom does not mean they're in ninth place. If we recommend 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9 products, they all will be equally recommended. You have to make a decision on your buying choices in your market. A lot of shingle manufacturers are not available in certain areas, so shortages is happening in 2021, as well as distribution problems and availability for some brands. This is our biggest video of the year. You have no idea how hard it is, and I know that reviewing 9 companies that doing billions in sales, it's almost impossible not to piss someone off. So if you guys enjoying these videos and our research, please give it a like, help it to trend on YouTube so more and more people would watch it. Please comment below whether you agree or disagree. We read comments on all our videos, but especially on our guides. So we want your feedback, we want your engagement. If you disagree with it, dislike it, you're not gonna offend me. If you like this, support this video with a like. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, these are not fun to walk up the roof with.
But it is these two. I mean, if you're gonna give these a 1.
So you want to give them 1. So first thing that we'll look here is packaging, and we have 2 solid leaders, GF, Timberline HDZ, and Malarkey Highlander. We've been very pleased with the packaging, and packaging is important. As a matter of fact, few players here who got 3s, Ico Cambridge, Ico Dynasty, and Temco Heritage. The problem with those packaging is they have a big openings at the end. I even called those manufacturers and I talked to them about it. The logic there is for the moisture to escape. The problem with the moisture escaping it is also lets the moisture to get in. As a matter of fact, once we open those packages, some of the shingles were wet inside. GF HDZ and Malarkey Highlander did not have that problem. The package was amazing. We were lifting them 10 times for the next test and they did not bust open like other wrappers. So wrapper is important because if you touch or move shingles 1 or 2 times, usually it comes loose. And if you're trying to return bundle to Home Depot or bring it back to the warehouse, it looks like garbage. It looks like you don't want to touch it anymore, like it's 100 years old. So packaging is definitely important. And this is how we're going to do this test. You see on the very left, the rating after first category. This rating is going to keep going up and down. After we add each test, you're gonna see where's the standing after that test. So after first category, GF is number 1, Malarkey is number 2, Pinnacle, BP, Vanguard, Certainty, Malarkey, that gets 4s, Duration 4, Pepco 4, and then we have 3 manufacturers with a 3 rating. Let's go to the next. 7.5, wow. Second category in our comparison is weight. Historically, we always give preferences to heavier shingles. Now, a lot of roofers and a lot of manufacturers argue with us that heavier does not mean better. For us, it is. If we have to decide who makes the best shingle by weight only, I would always root for heavier shingle. Now, of course, heavier shingle can perform poor in everything else and lose in this comparison, and maybe it will take a place. But if we look at the weight, we look also in construction industry in general. We want to have thicker walls. We want more materials to reflect sun on our roofs. You get the idea. So thinner, of course, not better. Thicker is better. Obviously, manufacturers trying to save. It saves them cost on the freight and stuff like that. So after weight category was added, now we have a heavy hitters here. Companies like Atlas, BP, Certainty, Malarkey Vista was pretty heavy. Pepco Premier, Ico Cambridge, Ico Dynasty was heavier shingles. Now other ones, they were not too bad, but they definitely weighted less, and we have to recognize it. So you can see that it's pretty close comparison so far after two category. Temco Heritage already all the way to the bottom. If you remember our last years, Temco always were our least favorite shingle. Let's see how they're gonna stack up today. Let's go to the third category. 6 out of 10 homeowners in the United States cannot afford at least $1,000 check in case of emergency. Very sad and crazy statistic if you think about it, but that also includes emergencies like home improvement or new roof. There's nothing contractors can do about it but to offer financing to help with those issues. If you're the contractor and you have homeowners who cannot afford new roof and you're not offering financing yet, I want to introduce you to a sponsor of this video and Roofing Insights show, company called Enhancify. We've been working with them for a year and a half. I have a lot of contractors who tried Enhancify. Our first student of roofing business school, Jason Harley, recently replied in a survey to me that he recently sold 6 jobs using Enhancify. That's 6 people who could afford new roof because someone offered them financing. I know a lot of contractors absolutely hate financing services. They blame higher rates, but listen, 2021 has been a crazy year. We have materials skyrocketing in price, we have shortages, and it's only gonna get worse before it gets better. With the labor shortage, with the material shortage, everything is getting more expensive. So I promise you this, it's cheaper to finance roofing jobs now, even with a high interest rate, than to do it later and pay more. So if you are the contractor who are not offering financing yet, you can be 2 days in business. You don't require a lot of things to offer financing. Check out my friends at Enhancify.com. And I want to thank you, Enhancify, for supporting our show, our channel for the last 2 years, guys. I'm going to put links below to their company, how you guys can sign up with the promo code for being Roofing Insights follower and subscribers. You get a special discount if you're gonna try them today. But now let's go back and finish our 2021 shingle review.
Does the end of your gun just get gummed up like crazy because of all that tar on there?
It's definitely, because of this issue, I don't think I can give it 5 stars.
I honestly do think it is the best nail zone.
Next category is nailing zone, one of the most important categories. No need to spend more time here. Everybody knows that nailing zone is crucial. All the roofers know if manufacturers did a good job with the nailing zone, it means that installers can install it properly. If nailing zone is poor or misleading, it's hard to follow manufacturer instructions. You have problems like high nails, low nails, you get the idea. So we gave 5 stars to Malarkey Highlander, Malarkey Vista. 5 stars also went to Ico Dynasty, OC Duration with the Sure Nail technology. We gave Certainty Landmarks 4, Atlas Pinnacle 4, Timberline HDZ's 4s. 3 goes to BP Vanguard, Ico Cambridge, and 2 we gave to Temco Heritage and Pepco Premier. Again, you have 11 guys looking at it, trying to understand where should we nail. We even read manufacturer instructions on the wrapper, because sometimes even after you open it up and you look at it, it's hard to understand. If you're an installer, you don't understand if it's one single line or if it's between 2 lines. So we look at a few things here, how easy it is to miss, how wide it is, and those are our ratings. After 3 category, we have Malarkey Highlander and Malarkey Vista starting rising to the top. Right after them, we have everybody else. We have 4 products, JF HDZ, Certainty, and Atlas. So still very, very close comparison after 3 categories. Let's go to the 4th one.
and you actually did not hit common bond. I bet you that's just right through. It's so thin.
Yeah.
Fourth category is very, very controversial, pool test. So many roofers say, what does it prove? It does not prove anything. Well, let's face it, you have winds, you have hurricanes. I understand that it's not real life test, but it's definitely proves a point, and we wanted to test it because in combination with the nailing zone, we wanted to see the performance. Some manufacturers came back with a bigger nailing zone, but they're not true common bond area. For those homeowners who don't know what common bond area is, every shingle consists of two pieces, and the middle part is where you're supposed to nail it. And some manufacturers have it common bond area like really big, like 1.5 inches, and that's where you're supposed to nail. And some manufacturers are cheating that area, barely overlapping your shingle, but when you're nailing it, your nail goes in a single bond area. And what's happening, if you have a big wind coming to your city, the wind will try to lift the shingle up. Obviously, if nail hits in a common bond area, the shingle will stay. But we have manufacturers like ICO and OC who added even extra strips to their shingles to help with that. And we have to recognize that. So some manufacturers not only trying to make it bigger, but also extended common bond area, cause them a lot of headaches because engineerily speaking, it's not easy thing to do. But here's what we came up by measuring pool test strength. We gave 5 stars to Atlas Pinnacle and ICO Dynasty. We also gave 5 stars to True Definition Duration. By the way, if you want to see actual data and actual numbers, like weight of the shingles or numbers of the pool test, it all will be published on our website in an article and also in the print of Roofing Insights magazine. So I'm going to put links below. You can subscribe to our magazine through our website, roofinginsights.com, and all the data, all the articles, all the specs will be published there. This is just a rating based on the numbers that we have seen. You can see here, we only gave 4 and 5 stars just to recognize couple brands that have a high number on the pool test. So we did not punish companies who did not perform as well. We did not give anybody 3s or 2s. So we recognize it does not prove much, but it proves something, and we want to see better technology when it comes to wind uplift. After first 4 tests, we have 5 leaders here. We have Atlas Pinnacle, ICO Dynasty, Malarkey Highlander, Malarkey Vista, and OC Duration, all with a 450. Let's go to test number 5.
Now, that's pretty dramatic. Yeah, that's going to make a pretty big difference over the long term.
Category number 5 is true coverage. Not many people know, but 3 bundles does not always equal square. Again, we had to give credit where it belongs. We have couple manufacturers who make their shingles slightly bigger, and it's all adds up. If you're a roofing contractor and you're installing shingles every single day, you're gonna go through a lot of shingles. And imagine if you saving 1 or 2 bundles on every job 5 days a week. You get the idea. It's all saving. So some manufacturers put more materials, cover bigger space, and saving you money. They put it in marketing materials, but you also feel it with your dollars. So here's what we have here. We gave 5 stars to Pinnacle Pristine. It's slightly bigger shingles, the same as a ICO Dynasty, also BP Vanguard, and ICO Cambridge. So those are bigger and they're true 1 square shingles, or they have a bigger coverage than others. The rest of the competition here gets 4 stars, and after 5th category we are getting another 2 leaders kind of like rising up. ICO Dynasty is at 4.6, Pinnacle at 4.6. Now we have 3 products at 4.4 stars after 5, both Malarkey's and OC Duration. And we have 4.2 goes to BP Certainty and HDZs, and the rest guys get 4, 3.8, and 3.4. And that concludes test number 5. Let's go to test number 6.
Platinum preferred shingles right here.
18.
18? Yep, for repeat.
Test number 6 was another controversial category for us because not many roofers, not many people know, but shingles don't come in the same quantities for some manufacturers. As a matter of fact, most roofers don't know it. Sometimes you get 20 pieces in a bundle, sometimes you get 22, but few manufacturers figured it out and they're very consistent. Every bundle is the same amount of shingles. And this is what we were looking at here. We addressed this problem with the manufacturers before. The problem is the true square, what they're selling you, is about 64 pieces. Now, you cannot put 64 in 3 bundles. It's not divided, like math is just not there. So what manufacturers have to do, they have to give you 64, but they have to divide it in 3 bundles. Now, some manufacturers fix this problem in different way. They giving you 66, which is giving you more, or like companies like Malarkey, they would do 4 bundles and equal amount. So this is what we're looking for. As a consumer, I'm a firm believer I should get exactly the same amount of shingles every single time. And if all 9 manufacturers would have this problem, we would not have this category. But because some of them figured it out, we gave them a higher rating. As follows. ICO Dynasty, you always get the same amount of shingles, the same with the Malarkey Highlander, the same with Malarkey Vista, the same with ICO Cambridge, and Pepco Premier. Those are getting 5 for consistency. Atlas Pinnacle gets 4, same with the Duration, same with HDZ, same with the Certainty Landmark. You never know exactly amount of shingles you get in, and the same with the Tamco Heritage. Another problem with that, when you weigh the bundle of shingle, you have to go and recount them, make sure the count per weight is equal. We did it in our weight category earlier, because if we're weighting 18 pieces of one and some bundles literally were 18 pieces and 22 of others, obviously it's disadvantage, and we want it to be fair. So when we consider our weight, we also consider consistency, and we count pieces, and we consider both factors. After 6 categories, we have a new leader here. ICO Dynasty gets 4.67 pretty much for the last 6 categories. Pepco and Tamco always been at the bottom. Let's see what test number 7 will bring us.
Grab your microscopes, fellas. You could feel it's almost a paper thin line. It barely comes off the shingle.
Category number 7 is a little bit different. I travel almost every week. I travel all over the country, anywhere from Utah to Pennsylvania. I visit roofing businesses, and I know the word in the streets about quality of certain shingles. So I ask contractors who install products what they think about it, and contractors are the best people to ask. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it trendy? Is it as good as used to be, or is it completely changed? And I'm happy to say that contractors feel like some products are improving, and I also see a lot of comments like, no, they're always gonna be that way. So here we have reputation trends, and we gave 5 stars to 8 out of 11 products, because we hear nothing but positive feedback from contractors who install those products today. Now, historically, some of these brands, they have problems in the past. BP is a great example, where back in the day, the product was subpar, but that's not what's going on today. Today, HDZ is very popular among GF installers. I see a lot of positive reviews, and I have to give credit where it belongs. The same goes for ICO Dynasty. ICO has a lot of hate from back in the day, but today, when we make shingle product reviews, we want to look at the trend. Do installers like to work with the product today? Unfortunately, I cannot say it for every product, and here we have Pepco, Premier, and Tamco Heritage. They just don't have that reputation. We gave them actually 3s. As a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I traveled to one of the companies, not going to mention the name, but they install a lot of Pepcos, and I talked to them about it, and they're like, Dmitry, Pepco is Pepco. They're not gonna change. It's not very good. It's not horrible. You still can install it, but there is a lot of things happening with the product, and we just we're not a fan. The same with the Tamco. If you ask roofers about Tamco Heritage, it has a reputation of being builder's grade. Unfortunately, we don't see Tamco improving the shingle. This shingle guide shows just that. It's very subpar product. It's cheaper than other. You get what you paid for. You still can get a good roof out of it, but it just doesn't have that high quality reputation. And I think it's very, very important to mention here. And after 7 tests, including with the reputation trends, now we have still Ico Dynasty at the top with 4.71 and Pepco, Tamco still all the way at the bottom. Let's go to category number 8. Category number 8 is granule loss, one of the most important category for roofing contractors. Here's why. Not only it's a safety hazard to be on a roof where you have massive granules under your feet and you can easily slip and actually die because job site became a ice rink for a moment. I promise you this, roofers will appreciate and have been appreciating shingles who do not shed those granules. So we always paid close attention to it. Roofers always complained about granule loss. Also for the homeowners, it's very frustrating after roofing jobs to clean your gutter. Sometimes you have a couple inches of granules and manufacturers are not even here. Our biggest loser here is Pepco have lost over 6 grams of one package. Absolutely not acceptable. Huge shout out to Ico Dynasty. We give them 4 today because they improved. They're still not perfect, but Ico Dynasty is a great example how manufacturer can go back to their drawing board, spend a couple $1 million to improve their process, improve their product. And last year, we gave Ico Dynasty 1 star in this category. Today, we're giving them 4 stars because we have seen massive improvement. And this is kind of impact this shingle guide makes every year. Those manufacturers who listens to voice of roofing community, those who do listen to us, improve their product, they're gonna receive some love from us as well. Again, if you want to see the data and how many grams it lost, go to our website. Next week we're going to publish an article. Also, you can subscribe to our Roofing Insights magazine. We're going to make a big article about all this tests, about all the pictures and what took place. But this is the results. And after 8 tests, we have still Ico Dynasty at the top. So far, so good. We have 1 more category to test them and to have our final conclusion about best and worst shingles for 2021.
Hi, Ben. I don't believe we have an option on our website for reviews. I would guess. I don't know.
This is getting thrown right in the trash.
Finally, category number 9. Again, this is very controversial, but I believe it's one of the most important category for Roofing Insights and an entire guide. I understand that a lot of you guys will not agree with us. Please, if you disagree, comment below, dislike this video. We welcome constructive criticism, but here's the reason why we added category feedback friendly to our test. In case of manufacturer sending bad shingles to the plant, to the supplier, and then to the job sites, if shingles are lower quality, and we have seen them. As a matter of fact, we even have seen them during this test. We have a couple products that we're like, really? Like it's faulty product. So in those cases, roofers and roofing business owners need a place where we can go and actually submit a complaint about quality. Homeowners who hire roofing contractors have that option. They can complain about low quality, but roofers, believe it or not, don't have this luxury. We cannot review shingle manufacturers and they all have failed rate. Every single manufacturer have a failed rate. It could be 0.5%, 1%, 2%, 3%. We don't know because it's not public information and you cannot find reviews on BBB, Google, Facebook for most manufacturers. Why? Because they turned it off and we are calling them out out. Last year, we have sent strong message to Malarkey, who were at the top of our shingle guide last year. We told them if Malarkey will not turn on reviews, at least on Facebook, at the very least, it's gonna cost them 1 star. It's exactly what happened this year. Take a look. We given Atlas, BP, and Pepco 5 stars. Why? Because those companies went and gave and opened up that gate. They let contractors to share their feedback with them, at least on Facebook. Most manufacturers don't have Google My Business pages, and also they have provision in the contracts with the contractors about disparaging clause. So contractors are afraid to review products. Manufacturers kind of hypocrite here, because they ask roofers to share feedback, but in writing, when they sign a contract with us to become certified installers, they make us agree to never say anything disparaging about them. And for that reason, roofers are afraid to talk about low quality products. It does happen, and does happen pretty often. You guys probably have seen it. I want to hear your story. Maybe comment below if you ever have shingles with a discoloration problem. It's almost impossible to see it when it's in a box. You go on a roof, you install it. Now you just completed a $20,000 job and you have a major color issue because it came from different lots. Not your problem, not a supplier problem, it's manufacturing problem. Now you cannot get paid, you have to start over. The claim process is very lengthy. Most of the time, supplier comes in and say, hey, let's give it a year or two while those oils either dry out or settle, or whatever the case is. They're gonna give you BS explanation because they know there's nothing you can do about it, not even give them review online. So we have called all manufacturers, we have asked them, hey, where can we review your product? And they all stumbled. They're like, I don't know, Google, try Facebook. No, you can't do either or. Try BBB. No, you don't have that either. So we're gonna keep continuing here at Roofing Insights, calling manufacturers out on that. If you turn on your reviews next year, you're gonna get 5 stars from us. I believe it will help your brand. So there is no way you can do business in 2021 without online reviews. You guys, manufacturers, teaching us that, and we throw a ball right back at you and say, turn them on, or it's gonna cost you 2 stars the very next year. So after 9 categories, 9 tests, here's the final results here. Atlas Pinnacle, 455. Ico Dynasty, tie with them, 455. Then we have 2 products at 450s, Malarkey Highlander and Malarkey Vista. It's funny because they all were performing different in different categories, but at the end, they all got 450s. After that, we have 2 ratings at 4.44, BP Vanguard, NOC Duration. Right after that, we have Certainteed 4.28 and GF HDZ Timberlines 4.22. Then we have Ico Cambridge 417, and we have 367 for Pepco Premier and 344 for Temco Heritage. Here's the conclusion, guys. We here at Roofing Insights recommend 9 products out of 11 on this list. The only 2 products we don't recommend is Pepco and Temco, and we have many reasons to say it. As far as the rest of the 9, it does not matter which one you go to, do your research. Sometimes, and a lot of times, it will depend on a contractor who is in front of you. For example, let's say you have GF Master Elite Contractor and you have OC Duration Shingle on another quote that's handwritten by Chuck in the Truck. You know, 2 products are great next to each other, you know, like head to head in our comparison, but contractors are way different. I would go with the GF HDZ because it's Master Elite Contractor. You get the idea. Sometimes it's not about your research, it's not about who scored a little bit higher here and there. Sometimes it's supply and demand. In 2021, we do experience shortages in many markets. It's only gonna get worse before it gets better. Also, a lot of these manufacturers are limited to certain areas. BP is Canadian company, not available in most of the United States. Malarkey is not available in many places. Sometimes you have to go with a company that maybe have a plant in a nearby city. Because of the freight cost, it's very expensive for manufacturers to conquer new markets. So sometimes you have to go not necessarily by few more points in our shingle guide, but availability, by a contractor who is in front of you. And a third factor, to be frank with you, is by shortage. Now, I want you, if you're the roofer, to comment on this video, like it if you like it, dislike it if you disagree, but I want roofers to unite. I want more people to do reviews like this. We have to unite as a roofing industry. We have to work with manufacturers. This video was born out of love and passion to what we do. We want to have better products. We did not hate any manufacturers. We did not have any bias. We wanted to review it as honest as we possibly could. I involved 11 other business owners in this decision. I lost couples sleepless nights to this review because I wanted to be fair, I wanted to be sincere, and this kind of videos are the hardest to make because you have too many moving parts. That's one of the reasons we did not want to give places. So I don't think that ICO Dynasty or Atlas are number 1 and number 2. I think they're at the top, but right there with them is Malarkey and BP and OC and CertainTeed. They all recommended by us, and to be frank with you, I would install all of those products on my house depending on circumstances. If you're the homeowner and looking for a trustworthy contractor, maybe our recommendation in your area, we have over 500 contractors in our network that we recommend all over United States and Canada. You can go to Directorii.com and see a full list of our recommendations. We are concierge service to the homeowners. Even if we don't have a contractor in your area, we will find and recommend someone for you. We also will back them up with our own money with a $20,000 guarantee, because here at Roofing Insights and our sister company Directorii, we don't give bad recommendations. If you're the homeowner and you want to hire a contractor and guarantee the results, make sure nobody will take advantage of you, make sure the product will be good and the work will be good, we are putting our money on our recommendations. $20,000 guarantee. So if you go to Directorii, type in your zip code, you will see the listing closest to you. And if you hire that contractors, it's on us if they mess up, if they take your money, run away, or if they install a job or maybe don't finish it. If it becomes a nightmare, you have to start over, we will step in and we will deal with the situation. Give it a try. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.